Hey guys, welcome back to the Roissy Reader. In this installment, I will be doing reading of the article entitled, What Does It Mean to Be Off the Market? Published originally December 10th, 2009. Maxim number 98. Marriage is no escape from the sexual market and the possibility that you may be outbid by a competitor with higher value. Corollary to maxim number 98. Singleness is no guarantee of full sexual market participation. Expert-level commenter Whiskey left a comment about the Tiger Woods affair on a blog I read, in which he stated plainly that each woman with whom Woods had a tryst was one less woman available on the dating market to other men. His point was that 12, in reality triple that number, Tiger mistresses, or whores, or skanks, or whatever you want to call them, means that 12 beta men go without a woman at all. Some of the commenters took Whiskey to task, noting, perhaps not illogically, that a woman's living as the sex toy of a billionaire golfer is not necessarily off the market. There are 6 other days in the week, after all. The typical fuckhole might see Woods once a month, which leaves her plenty of time to date other men. Comforting thoughts, but I'll throw in my experiences with and observations of these kinds of women into the ring and lend support to Whiskey's point of view. On a ledger sheet, sure, these provincial paramours have a lot of downtime to date other men, but a woman's emotional contours are hardly amenable to the ledger. Unlike men, most women are averse to boffing multiple concurrent partners. It is simply not in the nature of women to be psychologically equipped to handle with grace and steadiness the crass rutting with cock A one day and cock B the very next day. Women don't operate like that. They see a cock they like, they want to be with that cock, and if they succeed, all other cocks recede into invisibility, at least until their preferred cock leaves for good or they grow weary of that cock. What I'm describing is not slut apologia. The infamous cock carousel that spins like a possessed Stephen King-esque carnival ride in our major urban centers is open for business. But it's a turgid carousel of consecutive rides, one women normally jump off before climbing back on to sit on a new, fresh horsey. They aren't attempting to straddle all the horses at once. Now, some women of the craving simultaneous schlong variety do exist, but they're extremely rare. Aside from prostitutes who medicate their perforating souls with the salve of money, drugs, and complete submission to the pimp, only the foulest sluts and the most rapacious sociopaths are constitutionally capable of concurrent cock-hopping for pleasure and personal gain. Some of these stone-cold sluts were likely positioning themselves in Tiger's target acquisition periphery, and he clumsily obliged like the stiffly off-putting former beta droid he is. But it is also likely that some of his mistresses genuinely fell for the tingly feelings his power and fame gave them, and they forsook all other men to focus solely on Tiger, even if it meant seeing him just once a month. So Whiskey's observation has merit. If a man is alpha and unburdened by moral considerations, he will have mistresses and flings and hotel bar hookups, and in turn, those mistresses and flings will drift off the dating market, de facto if not maritally. When an alpha captures a woman's heart, even if it is only for a few times a year, her yearning focuses like a laser beam onto him to the exclusion of more available betas in her midst. She will be happier daydreaming of her unavailable lover than talking in real life with second-rate suitors. Maxim number 101. For most women, 5 minutes of alpha is worth 5 years of beta. The Tiger Woods bimbo eruption has clarified the seedy underbelly of the sexual market within which we all operate, no matter how many hallmark platitudes we recite to the contrary to assuage our pestering fears. People get wrapped up in the salacious gossip and revel in the downfall of a celebrity, but behind the jokes and the snark of the gawking masses percolates a silent unease. Women spare fleeting thoughts that the men who love them might trade up to a younger, hotter model if an offer suddenly emerged. Men hide a slow-moving but deep river of envy for any alpha male who makes the news by monopolizing enough women to sexually nourish the IT department of a large corporation. Yes, in 2009 America, there are men who rule over harems, and there are many more men who are unicized by this dirty little reality. Some of the quotes from Tiger's flings are a case study in female rationalization. Quote, Jamie, 26, who bears a striking resemblance to Ellen, recalled, Tiger and I went back to the room and just started making out. It just went from one thing to the next. We ended up having crazy sex for 2 hours. I remember him picking me up and putting me against the wall, and that's when it turned into wild sex. It was really good. Later I said to him, I don't know a whole lot about your marriage situation. I know it's very fresh. I know you just got married. I mean, is it going okay? He said, yes, it's fine. She's in Sweden with her family. Unquote. She's banging a dude who just got married, and she asks if his marriage is going okay. No one is that stupid. She asked because by asking, she absolved herself of any guilt or accountability for what she is doing. This is how women think. They are submissive, empty vessels to their core. Quote, Tiger Woods was rated as horrible in bed by one of his lovers, it was revealed yesterday. The damning verdict came from a cocktail waitress, Jamie Grubbs, who says she had a 31-month fling with the married golf superstar. Unquote. One would think 31 months is a long time to fuck a man who's horrible in bed, but perhaps alphas get a lot of leeway. Or she's just pissed she was turned in for a flashier upgrade. Quote, the 24-year-old mistress told fellow contestants on a U.S. reality TV show Tool Academy that she had also hooked up with George Clooney. But while she was full of praise for the movie Heartthrob, she mauled Tiger. Christina Grubb, 27, told The Sun, she was showing all these texts saying they were from Tiger and George. One she said was from George, said, when can I get in there again? He signed it G. She said she met him while working as a cocktail waitress in Los Angeles, and they would meet up in Vegas, and he was a lot of fun. Jamie said George was amazing, but wasn't so nice about Tiger. She just kept saying he was horrible in bed. Unquote. Let this be a lesson, men. If you want rave reviews from pump and dumps, live your CAD lifestyle without apology. Women not only respect that in a man, they love it.